Norgay demands 300% minimum wage increment. Norgay is the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees. The body has asked government to increase minimum wage salary by 300%. I'm sure this is to cushion the effect of the fuel subsidy removal. And the problem I have with Nigeria now is it's not about increasing salary or paying what they call palliatives, because at the end of the day, it doesn't translate to anything as long as the money is continuously, or Nigerian Naira is continuously losing its purchasing power in the open market, and also losing its exchange rate strength in the Committee of National Currencies in the world. So increasing salary does not make sense. We'll be increasing salary every year. We agitate for increment in salary across board for both government and private sector workers. Okay, but at the end of the day, the increased salary amounts to nothing, because the money they're increasing, they will devalue it in the open market, and it's back to status quo. Doesn't make sense. But let's see what Norgay is saying here. The Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, Norgay, has called for 300% increment in the minimum wage for workers across all sectors due to the inflation caused by the removal of fuel subsidy. Norgay National President Mr. Ambali Olatunji said this in a communique jointly signed by Mr. Isa Gambo, General Secretary of the Union, at the end of its regular National Executive Council meeting on Thursday in Abuja. Olatunji said that the 300% rise was imperative, considering the inflation necessitated by the removal of fuel subsidy on local government staff. According to him, it is the position of Norgay that there should be 300% rise in the minimum wage for all local government workers and other public servants, including private sector workers. He also said that considering the overbearing posture of the state governors on local government, which had left it prostrate in the country, there was need for the state of emergency to be declared on local government administration. This, he said, would address the infrastructural decay, poverty, and state of unemployment across the local governments in the country. Olatunji also said that government, as a matter of urgency, should create a special intervention fund to take care of the aforementioned social welfare and infrastructural decay through the Ministry of Special Duty. Norgay boss said that the proposed fund should be able to cater for the projects and programs in conjunction with local government. He further called on the federal government to establish a special agency to collaborate with the local government administration in administering the fund for the development and the transformation of the rural areas. He added that considering the state of insecurity that had affected food production in the country, the local government administration should be assisted in establishing special vigilante to protect farmers. However, he acknowledged the effort of federal and state governments to cushion the effect of the economic policies on citizens. Olatunji also urged the government to utilize the $800 million from the World Bank to provide mass transit and other interventions, especially in the automobile spare parts companies, to cater for the transport need of the masses. This will discourage importation, alternate energy provision of CNG, vocational skill acquisition center for youth and women, he said. He also advised the government to give tax rebate holiday for all income earners and small-scale entrepreneurs as a way of encouraging and sustaining their businesses. He condemned the attacks on local government secretariats in Plateau, Anambra, Abia, and Enugu states by gunmen, noting that they were unwarranted. Olatunji, while calling for urgent reopening of the 17 local government areas in Plateau State, that were shut down as a result of alleged political crisis, urged the Secretary to Government of the Federation to expedite action on the scheme of service for the local government. It is the conviction of the Union that autonomy for local governments remains the best way to return the country to the path of development and growth. This will translate to the direct funding of local government, without which no genuine national development can be achieved, he said. He also called for the establishment of local government police, community police, to address the spate of insecurity across the country. Olatunji further called for special rural allowances for local government staff to discourage rural-urban migration as well. So Norgay is calling for two things: increment of salary, local government workers' salary by 300%, and declaration of the state of emergency due to the impact of fuel subsidy removal on the local government workers. Okay, and he's also mentioning that one of the reasons that the local government workers are so impoverished is because of the overbearing influence of the state governors on the local government staff and local government chairmen. Actually, the local governments are no longer autonomous, and the money that's supposed to go to local government is being held back by the state government. Okay, and determines how money is released to those local governments. And this is not just in one state; it's across all the local governments, across all the states in the country. And that is also not very good, not healthy for the running of the local government. He's also talking about trying to develop programs that would discourage rural-urban migration, so that the local government workers who happen to find themselves at the rural area will also live up to standard without necessarily wanting to move over to the cities. Okay, so but the question here is salary increment the solution to a Nigerian problem at this moment? Even if they increase the salary by 500%, so long the purchasing power of the money in the open market is zero, or so long the exchange rate, local, international, with respect or in relation to other country currencies, is very weak, then it is unfortunate. Nigeria is still borrowing home and abroad to fund the budget, and meanwhile they are borrowing and are sharing what they are borrowing. The $100 million that was taken from the World Bank, right now that they are just going back and forth. We don't know what they're going to do with it. We don't even know whether that money is available or they have shared it, because this is where they take IC money when lie down. Okay, so that is what local government workers is saying, that they need, to increase their salary. But will increasing salary solve their problem? That is a big question to answer. Because if they increase the salary and tomorrow they devalue the money and the increment in the salary is negated, it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So I wonder how this country is going to continue with all this, because as local government workers are agitating, I'm sure several other people from other sectors also start agitating, both state parastatals and federal government parastatals, or both working under government as civil servants and those in private sectors. And I'm sure those private companies will start receiving signal from their employees to renegotiate their terms and conditions and their wages as well. And will they be able to increase salaries when the country is not making anything, when there's no profit, when businesses are crumbling, when the economic decisions made by the federal government are affecting private businesses? It's not going to be sustainable. That's quite unfortunate. So thank you for listening, and let's have a comment.